What do you see there, baby? Oh, well, you know what? I did tell you we're not getting anything this trip. I told you we're not getting it. Don't you give me those puppy dog eyes. I don't want to see that. I told you. No. Oh, fine, you can have it. I guess it looks good on you anyways. All right, everybody, here we are. We're gonna start the review of this guy. Okay, first off, I'd like to say he's pretty ridiculously cute. Okay, there's no question about it. His little tufts on his head are just amazing. He's got tiny little hair tufts, and we'll get to see those in the close-up when I do the close-ups here. We're going to go over it pretty well overall in detail. First off, we'll start off in the base here, and actually I'm going to pull him off just to show you guys. Now you guys will have seen this in the unboxing, but he actually just fits on the base. He's got a hole in his feet there. He's got his little toy here, which is actually just magnetic. It fits right in his hand, and to get him on the base, he just literally, it's like a rubberized material for his hands and his feet, so it's very easy to kind of wiggle him in. But as far as the base goes, it's got a really nice plaque on the background. Is that, yeah, there we go. Really nice plaque on the background showing the Mandalorian, just the child. And of course it's an open edition, so there's no numbers or anything like that on the bottom. It's just limited edition. They can make as many as they want. That was probably smart considering the popularity of this guy. But for collectors, like hardcore collectors, that is a little bit of an issue, but any hardcore collector that I know of ordered this guy anyways, because he's just, it's little Grogu in the most realistic form that you can possibly get right now, currently in time. So, I mean, it's just great. So we'll go over just a bit of it. So he does have the cloth cloak. He is sculpted. Now this is like, it's like a rubbery material. He isn't polystone like their typical statues. I think they needed it to be that way in order to get the hair in there, and just the way that they wanted to paint it and give it the skin, that translucent type look. Because with polystone, it just wouldn't have worked. So I think that they made a smart design decision there. As far as the cloak goes, I do think the cloak is a little bit bulky for him. So I think they could have used a little bit of a lighter material, or perhaps filled it a little bit less. I feel that this is just too big around his just around his neck area. Other than that, I think by maybe bringing this up a little bit so we can expose his hands might just be a little bit better, so we can actually see what's going on. I did try to expand this out, because initially when he comes, it's like this, and of course it just doesn't do. So I had to bring it out here and just put it over, make it a little more bulky so it looks a little bit more accurate. As far as the paint goes, let's go over some of the details more close up so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it's got the very Razor Crest inspired base, basically from the Razor Crest floor. Also, the way that they designed him is he's naked, basically all the way through the middle. They basically were able to do this to keep this price point that they have it at. Otherwise, he would have been extremely much more expensive, especially if they would have used the polystone combined with sculpting the entire body. But they did do the details here in the toes, as well as the jacket here. So we'll just close this up here. Here are his hands. So he's got his nails here with his hands there, nicely sculpted. Now the cloak detail, as I mentioned earlier, I feel that it's a little bit bulky for to be completely accurate. It looks like he's wearing a scarf, and it's not part of his outfit. So I was trying to just make it look a little bit better here. Again, here's a close-up of his toy. So he's got that, and it does have the magnetic, so it does fit right in there and clips right into his hand. Okay. Ta-ta. And here's what I was talking about. They've got the really, really fine hairs in here, and it looks like they have been punched. It doesn't look like they've been glued. So the fact that they used this rubberized material versus the polystone is what allows them to do this, because you would never be able to puncture the polystone to get this effect. It just wouldn't be possible. So that is a very, very nice touch. I just love the detail in the hair there. They did a great job with the cloak, other than, like I said, the thickness. But as far as like the stitching, the quality is very, very good. Personally, I think it could have used a little bit of weathering, like he's been wearing it for a while. But there has been people who have customized him to add weathering. And you can just dry brush along the seams, I've seen, to give it more of a weathered look, which works pretty well from what I've seen. Now let's go right into the face, because, I mean, honestly, that's what we all love about Baby Grogu. Disney put a lot of money into the development of this character. They basically took every single element that makes a baby child what we as human beings feel they are the cutest things in the world, and put them in Baby Yoda. Every single element. The big eyes, the tiny nose, the little chin, the way that his mouth droops down. All of those are elements of children that make adults go, ooh, he's so cute. So they did a really good job there. As far as the paint job goes, I am noticing a few things, and this isn't just me. I've seen other reviewers do this, talking about this as well. His cheeks are a little bit pink. Looks like he's got a little bit of rosacea going on there. And apparently an easy way to fix that. I haven't tried it here, and I'd recommend you try it at your own risk, but baby wipes will very, very lightly take off that pink and tone it down a little bit, because it is quite pink when you get up and look at it now that I'm close. Another thing I'm noticing is it looks like they dropped paint in the corners of his eyes, which to me does look like he's bleeding a little bit. And I'm not sure if they could have fixed that and just made that more of a less reflective, like use more of a matte paint instead of a gloss paint for that particular part. The glass eyes, phenomenal. Like, this actually looks like I am looking at Grogu from the show. And I just love the way that his eyes reflect. And that's probably the best, like, in my opinion, like the best part of Baby Yoda is, or Grogu, the child, the asset, whatever you want to call him, is his eyes and just the details in his face. He's just the most ridiculously cute thing. Again, the sculpt around the eyes there, you can see the wrinkles in and around his eyes, the wrinkles underneath his chin, all the way around. Try not to cause you guys too many shadows here, but we're just getting a really nice close-up look at him. And we'll go right to the top, right there, taking a look at all the wrinkles in the top there. And then inside the ears here, see if we can give him a little bit more of a rotation, but he's got that same pink. But you know what? The pink doesn't look as out of place as it does on the cheeks. So I have no complaints there whatsoever. Some people say he's a little bit light in color. I don't find so. I think he looks pretty good. I like the tone. He's not too green. He has more of a lifelike quality, I feel, with this tone. So to me, it's no issue at all. I actually quite like it. Little nose there, but yeah, overall, I'd say the execution for the price point, phenomenal. You couldn't really have asked for any more, because any more would be double the price. So I really think Sideshow did a really good job of this one, and hats off to them for being able to bring something like this to the collector community for such a reasonable price, because you're looking to get something like this, if it was fully sculpted, probably 1,500, 2,000, similar, for a different material. Just the design, the engineering, the way that they went about this, I think was fantastic. And I'm super happy that a lot of people are going to be able to add this to their collection, because the toys by Hasbro, I mean, they're cool, but they just don't do it justice like having a little tiny prop replica in your living room. It's just not the same. Oh, hey. I couldn't help it. He's just so huggable. You caught me. Anyways, thank you for joining for our review of this amazing little guy. Like I said, you couldn't really ask for more. So if you guys are interested in one, we have inventory at the store. If you guys want to come in and check them out for yourself, come on in. Otherwise, again, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time on our next review.